Here's what's happening in the city of Rockville. We'll get you into the swing of things with the Rockville Baseball Association, meet one famous neighbor, and show you all the fun to expect at hometown holidays. This is all the latest news in the city. This is Rock 11 Now. Hello and welcome to this month's edition of Rock 11 Now. I'm your host, Katie Giardi. May is Bike Month in Rockville, which means there will be ways to celebrate all month long. We got an inside look at the Rockville Bike Advisory Committee to see how they work to ensure safe and accessible biking in the city year-round. The Rockville Bike Advisory Committee was created in 1999 to help with the development of policies that affect bicycling conditions in the city. The members of the committee represent a broad range of bicyclist types, but they all share a commitment to improving cycling in Rockville.
I'm really interested in helping Rockville become a more bikeable place because bicycling is really important to the environment in terms of reducing the carbon emissions we put out, the air pollution, and then it's also important to things like public health. I have a young son. I want him to be able to bike safely and get to places in ways that are active and fun.
When I came to Rockville, I wanted to be able to bike to work from home. I just lived about 5 miles away. So I looked around to see, well, what could I do to find some routes or figure out some way to bike? And I discovered the Bike Advisory Committee.
I saw it as sort of a way to sort of bring my expertise to play into an organization that is clearly devoted to increasing bike infrastructure in Rockville, and we have the city staff and the mayor and council on board with doing that.
The RBAC has helped make biking more accessible to residents, from making recommendations on the Bikeway Master Plan to planning events in the city.
All the things that the Bike Advisory Committee has tried to do have been to work with the city in order to connect the city, because as you know, it's divided by the metro line and also the freeway. And so trying to reconnect the city so that people can bike and walk and have access to all parts of the city on their bikes and by walking is the main point.
I've done a lot of community rides, led rides where we've gone to specific places. So rides that help people see a different part of Rockville, that you can actually get places in Rockville for transportation on a bike, not just for recreation.
There are many upcoming events planned this May in celebration of Bike Month, like the Bike Month kickoff ride with the City Council on May 4th, Bike to Work Day on May 16th, and the RBAC will ride in the Memorial Day Parade on May 26th. To learn more about the Rockville Bike Advisory Committee or to see a complete list of Bike Month events, go to rockvillemd.gov and search RBAC. Last month, the city celebrated 25 years of Science Day with rockets, reptiles, and robots. Check out a recap of the event with Morgan Lash.
From robots to rockets to telescopes and more, Rockville Science Day had lots to offer the city's budding scientists.
We love science!
There were over 70 exhibitors at the event, and everyone had a different favorite.
The Parkland Sea Perch.
Pin tinning.
The electric place over there where you bake hot dogs.
This year, Rockville Science Day celebrated its 25th anniversary, and the event has grown more and more each year.
Did you know we have 95 different groups this time? When we started out, we had about 10 or 15. It's absolutely phenomenal. And the crowd gets bigger.
Former Rockville Mayor Phyllis Marcuccio has attended every Science Day.
One of the things that I remember bringing to it was children's books. You know, I had started a program where we would have a traveling library of the best children's books in science that we did with the science and technology centers across the country.
And a lot has changed in the past 25 years.
Well, I think there's a natural new focus on science and technology and engineering and math, which they refer to as STEM. And there's a new focus on that and a new excitement about it.
This year, there were even some student exhibitors.
The high school students and middle school students always get excited about science. And by using them and pulling them out, I think we make a connection with the younger kids, and they're going, oh, I can do that too. And I can't wait till I get to high school and get on a robotics team or build a rocket or start doing some biology that they may not have in 4th or 5th grade, but they see high school, oh wow, that's going to be cool.
Rockville would like to thank the exhibitors, volunteers, students, and community members for coming together and making 25 years of science such a huge success. For Rockville 11, I'm Morgan Lash.
For this month's episode of Meet Your Neighbor, we'll introduce you to a local chef who's making a name for himself. Jennifer Lakesay has the story.
I'm Rockville 11's Jennifer Lakesay, and for this segment of Meet Your Neighbor, we're cooking things up with the executive chef here at the Tower Oaks Lodge in Rockville. Meet Rockville resident Jeff Eng, who you may have seen at the Uncorked Wine and Music Festival or at the Rockville Farmers Market. Chef Eng brought his many culinary accomplishments to the table when we sat down with him at the Tower Oaks Lodge, where he serves as the executive chef.
Last year I was voted the best chef for the state of Maryland by the Maryland Restaurant Association. I've been on an episode of Chopped and on Chopped Redemption, both very rewarding and a lot of fun. Been on Rachel Ray, $40 a day. It was kind of cool. It was, I actually got on Chopped by accident. They were here interviewing my sous chef, and they said, "Hey, who's that guy with the mohawk?" And he said, "Oh, that's the executive chef." So that actually, making it on that show, that's kind of created my signature look, I guess. My grandfather was a chef, so my mom was always a very good cook. I was a latchkey kid, so I was always the first one home from school, so I helped get dinner started, and then when she got home, we'd finish dinner together. So I grew up in the kitchen, and I always enjoyed it, and it took me a while to kind of figure out that's what I wanted to do as a career, but I'm glad I finally got around to it.
And when he's not in the kitchen, Chef Eng finds time to enjoy the city that he calls home.
Rockville's great. I mean, it's a very eclectic city. There's everything you need here. It's a great place to raise a family. I have 3 boys, and they're all in different schools, and we've been very happy living in Rockville.
When it comes to his cooking, Chef Eng likes to keep things fresh.
Springtime is one of my favorite times to cook. You know, you have artichokes and asparagus and halibut, and it just, after the long winter of all those root vegetables and cooking all day, seeing those nice spring vegetables and fruits pop up is a welcome sight. I'm very involved with the Rockville Farmers Market. I love cooking, like I said, seasonally but locally when I can, and it's a different experience, you know, when you're dealing with the people who, you know, put their blood, sweat, and tears into growing these foods, and it really makes you respect the products a lot more.
And with his renowned palate, what does Chef Eng consider his favorite food?
I'm pretty simple when it comes to eating. Pizza, I guess, is my favorite. New York pizza, to be exact.
We also had a chance to go behind the counter to see Chef Eng in action.
So this is a nice autumn dish we're doing. This is our vegetarian dish that we have on the menu right now. It's a cauliflower steak, and we're just going to sear that in a little bit of butter, and it's going to have a salad of watercress, wheat berries, mushrooms, and persimmon. It's going to be served with an Asian-style steak sauce. So it's ketchup-based, got some 5-spice powder and some ginger in there as well, and soy and mirin. This is a kabocha squash puree. That's going to be our starch on the plate. It's a Japanese pumpkin that's cooked in soy sauce and mirin as well, and then pureed. We're just trying to get that nice and golden brown on both sides. We'll pop it in the oven for a little bit to make sure it's cooked all the way in the middle. So while we're doing that, we can start our salad. This is just some fresh watercress. And again, if you can get it locally, please do. These are wheat berries, so it's just whole wheat that's been cooked in a little bit of salted water. It's got a nice chewy and texture to it. These are persimmons, which are in season right now. So we just dice those up, put those in there, and some sliced white raw mushrooms. That's gonna go right there. And we're gonna put a little salad on top. Watercress.
So I guess just judging by this dish, do you attract a lot of vegetarians, vegans,
that's like a
kind of
yes,
dietary needs?
Absolutely, and we like to have something for everybody, so we always try to, you know, have at least a few dishes for them to choose from, and if there's something that they can't find, we're more than happy to, you know, put a couple things from this dish, a couple things from this dish, put them together to make everybody happy. But there it is. It's just our brown butter cauliflower with a little bit of salad and our Asian steak sauce and kabocha squash puree.
You can cook with the same fresh produce that Chef Eng uses by visiting the Rockville Farmers Market starting May 10th. Rockville has been named a Tree City USA by the Arbor Day Foundation for the 25th consecutive year. This accomplishment was recognized as the city celebrated Arbor Day with a tree planting ceremony.
The sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun.
The sun came out this year at Rockville's Earth and Arbor Day celebration.
We're getting recognized for 25 years as a Tree City USA, and that's a great accomplishment.
The mayor spoke on how green the city is.
44% of our city is covered with a tree canopy, putting us in the top 25% of similar-sized communities throughout the United States. So that is really, really special.
Alongside other environmental community leaders like Mark Charles.
Rockville has asserted itself in recent years as a real environmental leader. We use 60% of our electrical needs are generated by wind. We have renovated many of our buildings to be more energy efficient and actually are currently ranked number 11 nationally as a city for the use of alternative power on a per capita basis. We have very stringent water pollution and stormwater laws and programs and are a model that other cities are emulating. And we've been designated as one of the top 3 recycling programs in the nation recently.
The day ended with a presentation of the 25th consecutive Tree City USA Award and the planting of a tree by Christ Episcopal School.
The city is embarking on a facility condition assessment of King Farm Farmstead in hopes of seeing what needs to be done to stabilize the buildings. The mayor and council recently toured the property to get a better sense of its condition. Morgan Lash has the story.
It really is a treasure. It's historic. It's been preserved somewhat, and it's like the city's gold mine.
The mayor and council were able to get a deeper look at the property.
We saw the inside of the buildings. I mean, we've driven by these buildings for years. They're not usually open to the public. You know, there's been a lot of discussion about what we might do with these buildings, and we really, as a mayor and council, have to get a sense of just what they look like, what the condition is on the inside.
And they found that there was a lot to admire.
Oh man, the history here is just incredible. It's just a really, really beautiful piece of history that we need to do everything we can to preserve. I love the barns. They're gorgeous with the sloped metal roofs. There's so much here, and there's so much potential. We're going to have a lot of fun having this discussion.
What stood out to me is we want to preserve this wonderful facility, but we also want to think about the future, envisioning what are the possibilities here to keep this gem within our midst in the city of Rockville.
Although there are no set plans just yet, the mayor and council plan to preserve the history of the property while creating a space for the community to come together.
It's such a landmark with its proximity to Rockville Pike, and certainly it's important here in the King Farm neighborhood. It's just visible to a lot of people, and I think for that reason it's important to people what's going to happen here and what it looks like, and it's important to preserve this part of our history.
Rockville's baseball season is in full swing. Morgan Lash was at the opening day ceremony where the Rockville Baseball Association celebrated its 60th anniversary.
I'm Rockville 11's Morgan Lash here at the Rockville Baseball Association opening day. There were over 800 kids here signed up for this league, ready to get out there today and play some ball.
Oh, today's opening day in Rockville for RBBA, Rockville Baseball Association. Fantastic day. Absolutely wonderful to see everyone here and have everybody joining together to celebrate Rockville.
Rockville Mayor Bridget Newton threw the game's opening pitch. And was joined by city council members to support Rockville Baseball.
I think it's a wonderful tradition to have here in the city of Rockville, and it is such a positive experience to engage our young boys in this activity, see them doing something constructive, and it's the fabric of American life is baseball.
The Rockville Baseball Association is a city tradition. This event marked its 60th anniversary.
It's something that's grown over the years, and it's the American pastime. It is mostly the hard work of hundreds of people who've just built this up over the years, and the hundreds of volunteers that make it work today.
I think Rockville is committed to this event and to helping younger people, and now the older people who played in the beginning have now come back and been sponsors and worked with different teams. So that says a lot about fostering community partnership, and just really helping one another in the city of Rockville.
The Rockville Baseball Association is a nonprofit run entirely by volunteers, and it gives boys and girls ages 8 to 18 a chance to get out and get active.
I think it's a great chance for kids to get outside and actually enjoy being in nature and enjoying the good weather and to be active. It's a wonderful service that the city provides, and clearly there's a lot of interest in the community in terms of being involved in sports.
For more information, visit www.rbba.org.
With summer almost here, it's time to register for summer recreation programs. Rockville's Adult Futsal League is a great way to stay active while also having fun. Chris Pfeiffer has the story.
I'm Rockville 11's Chris Pfeiffer. We're at the Twin Brook Community Center, where a new sport is taking Rockville by storm. During the weekday, Duncan Mullis is the City of Rockville sports program specialist, but on Friday nights during the summer, he is the futsal authority.
Futsal is a type of indoor soccer that comes from South America, and it's slightly different to normal kinds of soccer, whereas one, it's indoor, two, it's limited by the lines on a basketball court, and three, it has a different ball. So like the thing with a futsal ball is it doesn't bounce indoor, and the idea is it creates kind of this emphasis of needing to pass the ball quickly in small spaces and encourages players to play with like skill and panache. That's why you see it more in South America, and that's why we brought it here.
The word futsal comes from the Portuguese phrase for hall football and originated in the 1930s in Brazil and Uruguay due to the lack of available soccer fields.
Well, yeah, so it came about in South America where they have narrow spaces, and for the most part they play street soccer with loads of people. And so it was more that they designed it into small, compact areas.
Mullis knows the impact that sports programs like futsal have on the Rockville community.
You know, I think it's very important that we offer a variety of sports, and if you look at all the different sports that we offer, we're trying to branch out to all members of our community, from individual sports like badminton, tennis, table tennis, to team sports like your more traditional American sports like baseball, softball, to now, you know, new sports, which is popular in other parts of the world, to try and encourage them to take part, and that's why this sport has been so popular.
To learn more about futsal in Rockville, go online to rockvillemd.gov/futsal.
The best party this side of the Bay Bridge is back and better than ever. With everything from music to food, you won't want to miss this year's hometown holidays. Here's a preview of what to expect with Morgan Lash.
It's that time of year again. Rockville is getting ready to host the best party this side of the Chesapeake, Hometown Holidays.
Hometown Holidays takes place over Memorial Day weekend and offers more than 30 free musical performances. We've got genres from country and reggae, Irish, polka, Latin. There's really a musical flavor for just about everybody. So we're really excited to offer a variety of music to those that come out to our event.
If the music selection isn't enough to convince you, Hometown Holidays also features rides, games, and the chance to sample some local restaurants.
The event is family friendly. Families can bring their kids out, and we've got an area for amusements and entertainment for the kids. And we also have a Taste of Rockville where guests can taste bites from local Rockville restaurants.
I'm here at Rockland's Barbecue, where we're taking an early look at some of the businesses that'll be featured in A Taste of Rockville. Owner John Sneeden says Rockland specializes in real barbecue with real ingredients.
We have our barbecue pork spare ribs. We have barbecue beef ribs as well, and then whole barbecue chicken. And it's these barbecue chickens then that we remove the skin and pull the meat off, and that's what we make our whole barbecue chicken out of. And then we have a couple of the salads. If it's warm weather like we're having, we'll probably do our fresh cucumber salad. It has red onion and fresh mint and a raspberry vinaigrette. And then that's our coleslaw, which has a red and green cabbage, as well as fresh peas, carrots, and then we also add tarragon vinegar and caraway seed and cumin seed.
If you think this looks good, be sure to stop by Rockland's at Taste of Rockville. Spice Crossing is another restaurant bringing a unique flavor to Taste of Rockville.
The idea started coming from so that we could combine all the spices coming from different parts of India. And that is how I came up with the name also, Spice Crossing.
This restaurant prides itself on bringing customers authentic Indian cuisine.
What we serve over here is exactly home-cooked Indian food, but it is served to you in a restaurant basically.
We spoke to Andrea Jolly to get a better idea of what residents can expect at Taste of Rockville this year.
All of the restaurants sell their food items for between 1 and 4 tickets. A ticket is $1.25, so in other words, you can buy an item of food for $1.25, $2.50, $3.75, or $5. And it's more of a taste than an entire meal, although you do get a lot of food. And this year, for the very first time, we'll be able to accept credit cards as well as cash. So we're making it even easier for the people who come to the Taste of Rockville.
Taste of Rockville is presented by the Rockville Chamber of Commerce and a local charity, Community Ministries of Rockville.
To be able to partner with the Chamber on hometown holidays and feature, there's wonderful restaurants here, and to be able to feature them and raise money for our nonprofit, and for the city to support us in the way they do, and including the Taste as part of hometown holidays, it's just a wonderful partnership of all three entities.
Be sure to stop by Hometown Holidays this year for entertainment, great food, and the chance to help a city charity. For more information, go online to rockvillemd.gov/hometownholidays. I'm Rockville 11's Morgan Lash, here to welcome you to the May edition of News You Can Use. Have something you'd like to say to the Mayor and Council? Now's your chance. The Mayor and Council offer private drop-in discussions one Monday per month from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. This month's discussion will be held on May 12th with Councilmember Tom Moore. No appointment is necessary, but a call to the City Clerk's office is greatly appreciated. That number is 240-314-8280. After 3 years of public input, discussion, and planning, the Rockville Planning Commission will soon be sending their recommended Rockville Pike Plan update to the Mayor and Council. This plan hopes to improve transportation and make the experience of living, working, and shopping throughout the corridor more pleasant. The Mayor and Council will hold one more public meeting and testimony period while they are considering the plan. For more information, visit www.rockvillemd.gov/rockvillespike. The fun never stops at the 2014 Rockville Summer Playgrounds program. Kids will enjoy sports, games, arts and crafts, nature, fitness, and much more. Drop in when you can or stay all summer. The program is for children ages 6 to 12, and there are over 10 playground locations. For more information, visit rockvillemd.gov/summerplaygrounds. May is Bike Month in the city, and the Rockville Bike Advisory Committee has fun events to get the whole family involved. The Tour de Cookie, Saturday, May 3rd, is a non-competitive bicycle ride open to all ages and skill levels. Participants will ride between 10 cookie stands, collecting baked goods along the ride. For more details and to register, go online to www.tourdecookie.com. Sunday, May 4th, is Bike Month Kickoff Ride. Riders can meet at 10 a.m. at City Hall for a short 6 to 8 mile ride to initiate the 2014 bicycling season. Learn more about how to safely bike in the city Saturdays this May at the Rockville Farmers Market, beginning Saturday, May 10th. Members of the RBAC will be on site to answer questions and pass out Rockville bike mats. To wrap up Bike Month, the RBAC will be marching and, of course, cycling in this year's Hometown Holidays Memorial Day Parade. For more information on any of these events, go online to www.rockvillemd.gov and search Bike Month. Show appreciation for our city's public works crew by helping Rockville celebrate National Public Works Week from May 20th to May 24th. A large public works equipment show will be held on Thursday, May 23rd from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Rockville Swim and Fitness Center's outdoor parking lot. You can also join in the conversation on social media by tweeting at Rockville411 or commenting on the city's Facebook page, completing the sentence, "It's because of Public Works." We spoke to Director of Public Works Craig Simoneau about how he would finish that sentence.
Because of Public Works, a lot of our infrastructure kind of gets maintained without us really knowing about it. It's from infrastructure maintenance to the public services such as refuse, recycling, etc. We touch people's lives every day, and I usually say more than once a day, because we maintain streets and sidewalks and storm drains and provide water sewer service, etc. So it's important for us to have our residents knowledgeable of what we do, because ultimately maintaining these services and maintaining the infrastructure is a team event here, if you would, and we need residents to know what it is and that they should call us to provide these services so that together we can perform the best level we can.
For more information on the city's Department of Public Works, visit rockvillemd.gov/publicworks.
Well, that's all the time we have for this month's Rock 11 Now. I'm your host, Katie Giardi. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of our stories and some exclusive web content. On behalf of the entire Rockville 11 team, thanks for watching.